Bonjour and welcome or welcome back to my channel, Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your next 3 months tarot reading. This is a reading that's gonna cover the period of April, May and June. So looking at the rather long-term outlook for you rather than the monthlies that look at what's literally just on your doorstep. So this is going to be a reading for the people born under the Emperor card, the Death card and the Fool card. So if you do not know what your tarot birth card is, I have dropped you a link in the description box below so you can click on this video. It will show you how to work it out and then you can come and check the readings that matches your sign. So I'm going to be using 2 different decks for this reading. I will start you off with the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle, which is this one here, and I will pull out 3 main energies for the 3 months, and then I will clarify with the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot, which is its companion deck. I've reviewed both of these decks on my channel. They are truly stunning, so if you've got some time and you want to chill afterwards and check out the artwork and maybe even get them for yourselves, the description box below has the links to the reviews. So now that I've said all of this, I hope you are all doing well and that you've had a good month so far. And without further ado, let's begin. So if you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now's the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle it. So what do my querents born under the Emperor card, the Death card and the Fool card need to hear for their highest good for the next 3 months, please? Your first card is the card of Reverence. Then we have Ancestry. And finally we have Insight. So this oracle works with the elements. In other words, it's got suits like in the tarot. You have 3 different elements present in the next 3 months. The first one here that you have is water, so to do with the emotional body, and you have the card of Reverence. So there is going to be something that is going to make you feel grateful, even maybe humbled, and you're going to be amazed by it. I'm sensing a very uplifting energy from the card. Obviously I will delve into the message with the tarot, but that's my first initial messages from that. We then have the second card, which is the card of Ancestry, and this is the element of Earth, which represents the tangible, the physical realm. I am getting a strong message of you needing to explore your ancestry line, or for some of you, you going back to your roots. Now it may be through research, but it may also be through relocation, going back to where you come from. And it doesn't necessarily have to be where you were born, it could be where your ancestors are from. So for instance, I'm French, I live in the UK, and I was born in France. However, my ancestry comes back from the Pays Basque, which is in the south of France and the north of Spain. So that would be where my ancestors are from. I was not born there. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So there may be that. You may be getting some special messages from your ancestors as well. It may be that May is a rich month for you for getting those messages, and I do monthly ancestor messages. I think it's very important work to do, the connection with the ancestors, so do check those out if you haven't done so already. You may be paying off the karmic debt of some ancestors as well. You know, it may be coming to an end. Take what resonates. We'll see with the tarot. And then we have the element of air, which is the reason, with Insight. So you're going to see things more clearly, is the message I'm getting very, very straight, which is why it may be some downloads from your ancestors that you're going to be getting. It may also be that you gain the clarity that you need in order to make a move, you know, maybe to the land of your ancestors, for instance. Okay, let's just see what the tarot gives us, shall we? Alright, so can you clarify those energies for us, please? I'm also getting the message of the necessity for you to be grounded, so you can gain the insight. So I just thought I'd put it out there. Some of you may also be looking up your ancestry. You may be getting curious about it, and you may find out things that surprise you. I'm sorry, I'm just channeling messages as I shuffle. Okay, we have the Three of Coins. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Six of Swords. Then under Ancestry, we have the Lovers, Major Arcana. We have the Ace of Cups, that's beautiful. And the Devil, another Major Arcana. Then we have the Seven of Coins. I swear we had another coin, yeah, Three of Coins, so you have progression. We have the Nine of Coins, that's beautiful. Oh wow, and the Sun. I mean, we couldn't end with a better card than that. Absolutely wonderful. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy at work, you know, underneath, that you may not be aware of, but it's definitely there. We have the Princess of Discs, which is the Page of Coins. So, the pages, they represent, you know, messages, but also new doors that open, new directions, if you are willing to learn, because the pages, they're training to become knights, okay, so it's that ability to want to learn. And the coins, the discs, pentagrams, pentacles, whatever you want to call them, sorry, represent anything to do with the physical world, things that touch you every day. So it may have to do with your home, your business, your career, your work, your studies, you know, anything like that, your financial assets. So the Page of Coins may be the bearer of some good news. It could be an offer coming your way. It could be a door that seems to open magically, you know, through a message or something like that. But it's very tangible and pragmatic because this is earth energy. So this is something you'll know what I'm talking about when it does manifest. Now, anything could be triggered just by a message from this person, and obviously no genders attached, okay, just the energy of the card. It could be someone, I'm getting useful energy, but it doesn't have to be, because I'm no spring chicken, but I have a very young spirit, you know, so my energy could be compared to the energy of a page, not necessarily of a queen or a king, if that makes sense. So, you know, do not get bogged down by age when it comes to that. When I talk about a youthful energy, I'm talking about someone who they appear, how they present themselves is of that youthful energy. But generally speaking, that Page of Coins could also be you wanting to learn new skills, wanting something different, because what I mean by new directions, I mean, you know, well, going in a different direction from what you've done before, but in a very tangible way, not just in your head. I'm talking about taking steps. Okay, let me squish all of this because you can't see the card, which is highly annoying. So under Reverence, we have the Three of Coins, the Nine of Swords, and the Six of Swords. So I can see that there's been quite a bit of mental energy going on for you, and it will probably continue a little bit in April, but you're going to triumph from it. I'm going to put your mind at ease immediately before I delve into the cards. So we go from the three of coins, which shows a period of growth, of expansion, of work. You may have worked collaboratively, you know, with people, and we have a positive outcome from that. Your work, your effort, your diligence may start to get noticing by the people who work with you, which is another message, which could be linked to this reverence. But generally speaking, this shows expansion, you know, blossoming is a word that comes to mind. And you having taken the steps into a specific direction and having put in the work and effort. And this has not come without its fair share of stress and anxiety. Very often when we work hard and we want something, we go towards something, you know, stress creeps in. It's just natural, particularly if it matters to you. And the Nine of Swords is that card that warns you of not going down the rabbit hole. To me, it's the card of courage. I don't like how this deck calls it the card of despair, because that's looking at the shadow side of it, okay? It's a choice. You either choose to go down the rabbit hole and feel despair, anguish, and so on, or you choose to look at it the way I do, which is the card of courage, which is, okay, I'm stressed, I am anxious, I have a tendency to look at how something can turn out negatively rather than positively, but I catch myself doing it and I do something about it. And the way I do something about it is not through meditating, because I find that it just makes it worse for me, okay? I've got a mind that just won't stop. That may be you. If meditation works for you, fantastic, do that. For me, it's more a question of practicing mindfulness, and by that I mean doing things that are very grounding. So it can be something as boring as doing the dishes and thinking about how clean they're gonna get as I'm scrubbing, and the feeling of the water on my hand, and what does the product smell like, and so on and so forth, and how much mess and splash I'm making as I'm doing it. It could be just playing with my dogs, it could be doing some yoga, walking in the forest, whatever the case may be for you. But that's what I do to stop myself from feeling the shadow side of the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is just courage. These are just thoughts. They are not real yet. Okay, and remember, what you focus your mind on will eventually manifest. So let's not focus on negative things. And then we've got that Six of Swords, which means that from this stage, you overcome it, because six is harmony after having overcome some kind of disruption, whether it was a change, a challenge, you know, if you went against the grain, or you were too tired and you saw it as a challenge, but you overcome, because the six really shows that you've assimilated the lessons that came with this anxiety, with this worry, with this hard work, and now you are armed with these lessons, with this experience, and you're looking towards the future in a much more optimistic way, because you see why it had to happen, which is why you've got this card of reverence here. You understand, it's like there's clarity coming your way. But you had to work at it, okay? It's not going to come just like that to you. This is a process. As it often is, it takes a lot of time to heal a broken heart, but it also takes a lot of time to tame a very belligerent mind, you know, and by that I mean our brains, when it decides that it's going to think what it wants to think. And then we've got this card of ancestry. The Lovers, the Devil, these are big energies, and then in the middle we have the Ace of Cups. So the Lovers is a card of big decision, of being at a crossroad. And for some of you, I did talk about, maybe some of you are thinking about relocating to where your ancestors are from. This is the kind of big fork in the road I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, you know, shall we go away for the weekend or stay home. I'm talking about something that will have a long-term effect in your life, and you know, you're much aware of it. You'll know how important this is to you. And the Lovers represents a decision that's between your mind and your heart. Now, the Lovers is a reference to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which has, you know, originally a male and a female. But the origin of the card is the lover, singular, with a man who's being torn between an older woman and a younger woman. And this speaks about the choice, what in his mind, his reason, his brain tells him who he should choose, and his heart is telling him something different. That's what it represents. It's that choice between the two. And I can see that if we're talking about a relocation, this will be, mind, as in, this is going to cost, am I going to leave all that I know behind, my friends, my support network, everything that's familiar, to go to somewhere where I may not have all of that. It's that kind of thing if we're talking about relocation. If we're talking about settling a karmic debt for your ancestors, which I mentioned because I felt it in the card for some of you, this is about a decision that they made that may or may not have given them a positive outcome. And you're about to pay that off. And the way you pay that off is by not making the same choices, okay? And the choice is going to be presented to you with this Ace of Cups. Now, the ace represents the potential of a suit, okay? It really is the seed that's being planted there for you, and you decide whether you water it or you don't. Now, this is the emotional realm, okay? Anything to do with your feelings, your intuition, what will ultimately provide you with emotional satisfaction. And, it could be whatever it is that matches this criterion. So in other words, for you, it's the perfect romantic relationship, then that's what this represents, the beginning of it. If this is a project that comes to life that has the potential of making you very happy, this is what this is. If this relocation that I'm sensing strongly is something on your mind, or that you're considering, then that's what this is. It has this potential, because I'm getting the message that you feel something's missing. So whether this is as well a project of a change of career, to do something that's more in alignment with your soul path, because you feel it, because you're getting messages from your ancestors, they're trying to guide you towards a new career. That's what this represents. The Ace of Cups does not necessarily represent a new romance, okay? It's anything that's going to bring joy and contentment to your heart. And we have the Devil card here. Now, the Devil, and I always say that, okay, it's a limiting energy if you allow it to be. It doesn't have to be, because if you're aware of it, you will notice that in any Devil card, no one is actually truly bound. You can set yourself free. I really love it on this card. I love how this is depicted, because it's way more original, and I love the imagery. But the devil is either outside or inside. So it could be someone who's tempting you and he's ultimately not good for you, okay? And it could be a toxic relationship. It could be someone who's trying to control you for whatever reason. It could be someone who loves you but wants to control you because they feel they're losing you if you do something different. Okay, just take what resonates. The message I'm getting very strongly today is that the devil is inside. In other words, it's something to do within yourself. Do you know what your devil is? What is your inner devil? In other words, do you give up easily because you feel it's never going to happen, it never works out for me? Okay, for instance. Or do you talk negatively to yourself? Say things to yourself you'd never dream of saying to a friend, for instance, like, do you think you've got it? Do you think you've got the talents for this? But who are you kidding? That kind of thing. It can be simply not having faith in yourself, It can be anything like procrastination, to try and avoid taking active steps, really wanting something, dreaming it, the potential of this happiness here with this new beginning, but not making the decision because, when we procrastinate, or as I said to myself sometimes, when I analyze in depth, that's what I called my procrastination, inevitably I delay having to make the decision. So obviously, take what resonates, but there is something there. If we're talking about the karmic debt of your ancestors, this is about not being tempted by the same thing as they did. So if you are looking up the ancestry of your, the history, of your ancestors, you may find out what happened, whether they were successful or not. And so this is being aware of not choosing the same path. But I am feeling really a message of, for some of you, it really is about taking a leap of faith. I know there's no fool in this reading, but some of you in this reading are born under the Fool card, and I am hearing the message that it's time to embrace the call of that Fool card, which is your soul's path. You know, kind of taking a leap of faith and trying it, because otherwise you may regret it. Now, obviously you do you. I will never presume to tell you how to lead your life, but there is that big fork in the road, and it's whether you embrace this or you let the devil win in that scenario. That's what I'm hearing. And then with the card of insights, we have the 7 of coins, the 9 of coins, and the sun. There can't be a better combination for the end of it, because firstly, we have progression, which I love, because we start with the 3 of coins, we then go 7 and 9, which is great. It means we're progressing through the 3 months. Now, 7 is a powerful number because it represents analysis, and from this analysis we gain experience, and when we gain experience, what happens? We have more confidence to move forward. To me, 7 is the number made up number 4, which is the strong foundation that you lay down, okay, which is your ruler number, you know, under the Emperor, the Death, and the Fool. So you gain that stability, which reassures you, and from that solid platform you get the energy of number 3, which is growth, expansion, because when the basis, when the foundations are strong, we can move forward confidently and grow. It's going to be built to last. And the 7 of coins, because it's earth energy and represents the physical realm, really is that card of looking back on the bigger picture, as you can tell here with the geometry. That's the message I'm getting here. Looking back on the bigger picture and thinking, okay, so I can see how everything fits together. I may need to be patient, but I can see that the seeds that I've planted are growing. And lo and behold, what happens? You get to the 9 of coins, my favorite minor arcana, because 9 is achievement, and in the coin realm, the realm of the physical, it is beautiful prosperity and abundance, whether we're talking financial, whether we're talking in the comfort of your home, whether we're talking on an affectionate level. This is really a very powerful card. You have worked diligently, you've applied yourself, you have taken on the challenges, and now you've earned it and you stand strong. You know, there is that vibe of self-confidence that comes with the 9 of coins, because you know you've had to work for it, and now it's being recompensated. You know, you're getting your harvest, basically. I love, love, love this card. And then to top it all up, you get the sun. I mean, what can I say? The best card in the deck. Okay, the sun is joy, warmth, revitalization if you have felt under the weather or slightly despondent because things were not moving fast enough with the 7 of coins. It also means triumph, success. I mean, you get double triumph and success here. In any project, any endeavor that you have. It also talks about things being put to light, you know, and what I see being put to light, and that's something I'm getting from this deck today specifically, is you blossoming, basically, you being you, as in you shed the layer and the true you is now shining. Apologies. So this is what I'm getting. It's very, very powerful, which is what you're going to get, that insight. You're going to see it. You're going to see the bigger picture and how this was meant to be, which is what I'm sensing and sensed right from the beginning. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey for the cards with me. I apologize, it was a bit of a long reading, but I had loads of messages to deliver to you. If you felt it resonated, please do let me know in the comment box below. That would really help me to know you resonated with it. And I wish you a truly wonderful next 3 months. I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.